all of you who are out there, some I recognize from last yoga session, but is there anyone who's completely new to yoga? No, everybody, okay. So if you're completely new to yoga, oh, we have someone else. Welcome. So I was just saying, if you're completely new to yoga, the biggest thing to know is the focus is really on your experience within your body and what feels right to you. So if you're ever in pain or in discomfort, listen to your body, adjust, go where you need to go. You're always welcome to take a break, to stop, or go back to a pose that felt more comfortable. So please honor wherever you are in your body and adjust as needed. Okay. All right, so for those who just joined us, if you need a mat, go ahead and grab your mat. You might want a blanket for your knees if your floor is a little hard. And if you are, I see some wearing socks. If you are wearing socks when we get up to stand, it might be easier to stabilize yourself with them off, but that's up to you. Okay. All right, so once you're ready, we'll come to a seated position. I'm gonna sit cross-legged, but you can sit in any position that's comfortable for you. And if it doesn't feel comfortable to sit, it's okay to lay down here as well. We will eventually be laying down together on the floor. Take a moment while you're seated and just find a rooted seat, so maybe rocking a little bit forward and back just to bring awareness to your seat, feeling the weight shift as you shift forward and back. And start to notice where you feel the most heavy in your seat, the most rooted, and start to slow down until you find that just right point. Root down through the seat. Grow nice and tall through the spine. Let your spine spiral up towards the ceiling. And maybe closing the eyes or taking your gaze to the floor, just bring the hands to the sides of the ribs and breathe naturally. And just notice if you feel your ribs expanding at all. Maybe you feel them moving forward and back in as you breathe. Maybe you feel them moving out and back in. Maybe you don't feel your hands moving at all because your breath is up in the chest. So just noticing whatever you experience as you sit with your hands resting lightly on the ribs. And then as you notice, maybe breathing a little more deeply, breathing into those hands, seeing if you can push them out with your inhales. And if that's challenging, that's okay. But just seeing where the breath can travel to on its own at this point in our practice. We'll try and open our upper side body a bit more so that we can free up some breath in those areas. So go ahead and rest your hands down. We're going to do some side stretches just to start to open up the sides of our body. So inhale, we're going to reach the arms up overhead, just feeling the shoulders. Exhale, bring the hands together down to the heart. Good. And just going with your breath. You don't have to follow my words, just follow your breath. Inhaling to sweep up, exhaling them back down to the heart. And maybe feeling the breath growing just with this opening that we're doing in the body with our arms sweeping overhead. And at some point when you're inhaling, your arms reaching up, we're going to exhale. Right hand or one hand, doesn't matter what side. One hand comes down to the side of the hip. Lengthen through that extended arm. And then exhale, just hinge over to the side. Inhale, maybe float up or maybe stay in your stretch. And just exhale back into it. Inhale back up. This time as we exhale, we're going to hold the stretch to the side. And you can stay here, or you can take your hand to the spaces between the ribs and just kind of massage those spaces. Walk your fingers in between the ribs and see if you can feel a little bit more expansiveness in the ribs on that side of the body. So just take another full breath, trying to create a little room with this self-massage. And next time you inhale, we're going to reach the arms back, the left arm back overhead. And you can hold it here, or you can bring your hand, if you're craving some movement, you can bring your hand behind your head. Inhale to just expand and open up that elbow until you feel a bit of a stretch. And then exhale, bring the elbow back forward. So inhale, sweeping it open. Exhale, curl the elbow downward. And maybe your gaze is following, inhaling and you're looking up, and exhaling to look down. And wherever you are, the next inhale, sweep it back open, reach the arm overhead, nice big stretch, reach those fingers, press down through that outer hip. And next inhale brings yourself all the way back up. We'll circle the hands back around as we exhale. Bring hands to heart. And then pause here, bring your hands back onto the ribs. Take a nice big inhale. And just notice if you feel a difference in your breath. You might feel the side we just stretched, maybe a little more open and expansive as you breathe. Or maybe you find your breath is still in the chest, and that's okay. We're still early in our practice. Whenever you're ready, we'll inhale, sweep the arms back up, really lengthen through the side body, reach those fingers up towards the ceiling, and exhale, bring that left hand down at your side, or other hand, whichever one you didn't do last time. Reach through the fingers, and then exhale, tip into your stretch. Inhale, back up. Exhale, tip in. And we'll do that one more time. Just warming up the body. When you're ready, next inhale, we'll reach up. Exhale, reach over. And you can pause there, or you can bring your hand again to the ribs and just offer a little massage between the ribs, walking the fingers, trying to create a little more room. That bottom hand that's grounded, you're pressing into the mat, bending at the elbow. And then when you're ready, inhale that right arm back overhead. Stay in a nice big side stretch, or if you want some movement again, you can bend at the elbow. Inhale to sweep it open. Exhale to close it. And just following your breath, taking a few breaths of movement here. The next time you inhale, we'll reach that arm long if it's not. There you go. Good. And then come all the way up. Reach the fingers long, side body comes long. Exhale, hands to heart. Bring your hands to your ribs. Take another deep breath. Notice if you created a little bit of a bigger breath there. And then we'll release the hands down. Let's come back onto our backs. So when you're ready, just lowering down onto your mat. Good. And once you arrive, taking a moment to feel your body connecting with the mat. So letting your back of the head rest on the mat. Feel the shoulders, whether they're curling up towards the ceiling or relaxing down. Feel the upper back connected. Maybe the lumbar spine is slightly lifted. Feel the hips grow heavy. And take a moment, just feel the toes. Let the toes point towards the ceiling and then point away from you. So flexing the feet, pointing the feet. And then when feet flex, start to turn the toes open and closed. And just feel the hips starting to waken up, broadening, widening the hips, and then drawing them in towards each other with this movement. And when you're ready, we're going to plant both feet onto the mat. You can keep your feet wide if you like. Let the knees fall in towards each other if you want it to be a little more restful. We'll be more active in just a moment. So when you're ready, place left hand on your belly, right hand on the chest. Feel your breath as you inhale. See if you could send your breath down to the low belly. Let it rise. And fall as you exhale. Inhale, breathe into that low belly. Feel that breath rise a little higher. And exhale. Inhale, breathe into low belly, mid belly, all the way maybe up into the chest. And pour out the breath. Take another deep breath. So when we're filling up with breath, I like to imagine that I'm drawing my breath in like water into a pitcher, filling it up all the way down to the bottom first, letting it rise up to the top, and then pouring out the breath from the top all the way to the bottom. And just start to smooth out that breath as you breathe in and out. And when you're ready, we'll release the hands, continuing that nice, fluid, full breath. Extend the legs, and we'll add a little movement to our breath. As you inhale, flex through the feet, toes point upward. Feel the breath drawing from the bottom of the feet up the body like a river of breath. Maybe reach the arms up overhead, or at least up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, just sweep the breath down the body, hands come down. Wave of release and relaxation down to the toes. Inhaling, flexing the feet, reaching the arms overhead. Full body stretch. Exhale to release. Come all the way back down. We'll do one more inhale, flexing the feet, reaching, active stretch. Maybe even the lumbar spine starts to lift off the mat. And then exhale, release, relax the body. Relaxing completely, you take a big inhale, and as you exhale, just allow the head to turn as far to the right as possible. Once you arrive there, press a little more actively, head towards the mat, and then slowly recoil back through the center, and exhale towards the left, other side. Press the side of the head slightly into the mat, and then recoil back through center. So just rolling the head side to side, adding a little bit of pressure, and then rounding back towards the left. And when you're ready, bringing your head back to center. Now we'll focus a little bit on the shoulders. So feel the shoulders and whether they're connecting with the mat or whether they're rounding forward and up towards the ceiling. And then imagine there's a damp sponge behind each shoulder, and see if you can draw the shoulders down towards the sponge, squeezing out any moisture. So really pressing into the mat. You might even feel the center of the chest start to puff up towards the ceiling, and then soften as you exhale, keeping that connection to the mat. Let's bring the feet onto the mat, knees towards the ceiling. This time, keep the feet hip distance apart. Lift the toes, spread them lightly, and then bring them back down onto the mat. Lift the heels off the mat. Feel the calves start to engage, and then press the heels down. When you're ready, find your breath, and as you inhale, we're going to press the heels into the mat, lift the hips any amount. And as you exhale, just float right back down to your mat. Inhale to rise and lift. So really pressing and rooting down through the heels, inner thighs are drawing in towards each other, and then exhale, slowly release down. Again, wave of breath, filling up the low belly up into the chest as you lift. And lowering down, releasing the breath. We're going to do this 3 more times. If you'd like to add the arms, you can inhale, just as we did with our extended body stretch. You can reach the arms up overhead. Exhale them back down. And just find your rhythm and your flow. And we'll do one more big breath. And release the arms down. As soon as you have settled your seat back onto the mat, draw the knees in. Maybe offer some circling or some side-to-side action with the knees, just massaging the back. And then pressing the belly towards the spine, draw the knees in more actively. Bring your arms down at the side. There you go. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, just let the knees fall over to the right. There we go. So we're in a twist. You can stay here if you're comfortable. If you feel like it, you might extend the top leg straight. And you can use your right hand to grab onto that leg or that foot. So that's an option. It's just a bit more of an active twist and stretch. But wherever you are, we'll take another deep breath. Feel the breath going down to the base of the body, inhaling, filling up. And as you exhale, feel the left shoulder relaxing down towards the floor. It doesn't have to touch. It's just working its way there. When you're ready, we're going to bend that top knee again if it's not already bent. Bring both hands back onto the floor, and then bring the knees back through center. Find your inhale, and exhale, knees to the other side. Again, option to extend that top leg if you want to. As you find your breath, drawing that belly in and up. And as you exhale, feel the right shoulder settling down towards the ground. If you have a hold of that right leg, go ahead and release it, bend that knee once again. And we'll slowly bring the knees back through center. Draw the knees in. If you like happy baby, you can do that now. So that's bringing the knees towards you, grabbing the outer edge of the foot. Feet flat towards the ceiling. Otherwise, just hold the knees in towards chest. Give yourself a self-massage again. And when you're ready, we're going to come up to sit. So you can yogi roll up, or you can roll onto your side and support yourself up. Yes. Okay. So welcome, everyone. So we're going to focus a little bit sort of on being fluid and flexible, because these days, especially, I feel like we've had to be really flexible and kind of go with the flow. Sometimes that's unsettling. So I'm practicing being fluid and flexible on our mat. Maybe we can translate that into our life when things are going when things are so unplanned. So we're going to come to our seat. Find, once again, shoulders over hips. Just take a moment, inhale, we're going to warm up the arms, reach up once again. And we'll just do an open twist. So as you exhale, turn towards the right. Your hands can come down, or you can even keep them open. We're going to flow with our breath. So inhale, twisting back up. And to the other side as you exhale. And just coming in a rhythm with your breath. So inhaling back through center, twisting to the other side. The next time you come over to twist to the right, we're going to pause there. So twist to the right, pause there. Grow nice and tall through the spine, root down through your seat. And as you exhale, twist from the mid-body, turning the chest towards the right. Now your gaze can be neutral with in line with your chest, or you can turn to face the back wall. We'll take another deep breath here. When you're ready, we're going to bring the chin towards the front shoulder, offer ourselves a neck stretch. Tuck the chin, stay in your twist, tuck the chin down towards the shoulder. You're going to feel a stretch in the side of the right side of the neck. If you don't quite feel a stretch, just shrug the right shoulder down, that shoulder in the back. Press it down a little bit more. And take another deep breath. Bring your head back to neutral. Inhale that back arm up. And we're going to dip our shoulder down, bringing the arm over the body at an angle. There you go. Next inhale, we're going to come up, cross this arm, across the body to the other knee, creating an X with the arms. Exhale, draw the belly in, tuck the chin. And as you inhale, let the hands float up off the knees. And start to bring the backs of the hands towards each other. There you go. So if you already practice eagle arms and want to do that, or you can certainly do that. If your shoulders are not feeling it, that's okay. You can also be like this if it's a little too much to cross the elbows. So wherever you are, taking a nice deep breath, breathing into the upper back, the neck, shoulders. And then release, reach the arms long, inhale them back up. And twist to the left, so other side. Staying in this twist, find your twist here. Maybe your chin is towards the back wall. Take one more deep breath. And then turn your head, chin towards front shoulder. Tuck the chin down. Shrug the back shoulder away from the ear, creating some length and a nice stretch. And one more breath here. Softening in the face. Next inhale, bring your head back up, back to neutral. Back hand reaches up towards the ceiling and then come over. There you go. Next inhale, come back upright, cross the arms. Create an X. Exhale, draws the belly in, tuck the chin. Inhale into your eagle arm variation. So again, you can be here. You can be crossed at the elbows, intertwining, or just the hands moving back towards each other, backs of the hands. One more deep breath. Release the arms, reach them long. Inhale. And this time exhale, hands to heart. We're going to come onto hands and knees. So if you do have a cushion for your knees, go ahead and grab that. Okay, so coming to tabletop, actually, I'm going to go over on this side. So knees are under the hips. Hands are under the shoulders. I'll take this off so you can see my arms a little better. Really spread the fingers, get a nice hand stretch, especially if you've been working from home on the computer a lot, maybe it might feel really nice to spread those fingers wide. Knees are under the hips, and just take a peek at the feet. If you find your feet are easy to see, you're able to see them, just draw them behind the knees so you don't really see them very much. Okay. Once you're ready, feel the tail of the spine reaching towards the back wall. Feel the crown of the head reaching towards the opposite end of the room. And then pull the belly in to flatten the spine. This is our neutral. Press actively into the mat, push the mat away from you. And take a big inhale as you exhale. Turn to look at your right hip. Let your right hip come closer to your shoulder as you turn to look at it. Inhale back through center. And then exhale, we're going to turn to look at the left hip, bring the left hip closer to the shoulder. So we're opening this side body as our obliques come together on the other side. So stretching one side and opening the other. Kind of like wagging our tail back and forth. And when you're ready, pause in your movement. We're going to walk the hands a little bit farther, keeping the hips over the knees. Sink the heart between the shoulders. Forehead comes down to the mat. And when you're ready, go ahead and lift the head up, bring the hands back under the shoulders. We're going to take our right leg and step it forward into a lunge. So if that's not too easy to do, sometimes it helps just to be upright and then step forward. So however you get there, there you go. Once you're there, so toes are pointing forward, knees over the ankle, and start to feel that front heel pulling towards that back knee pulling towards the heel. So you're going to feel some centering, some engagement through the center of the body. We're going to take our right hand, place it on the inner thigh. So whatever knee's in front, that same hand is going to go back of the hand against the thigh. Good. Press the back of the hand on the thigh, press the thigh back into the hand, and as you inhale, reach the arm up and start to tilt slightly over towards that bent knee. There you go. If you're feeling a little unsteady, you can just keep upright, that's okay. So reaching, starting again to feel lengthening in the side body. And then inhale back up through center. We're going to take this hand that's up, we're going to bring it down to the ground, to the inside of the foot. Good. Press into that left hand. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Good. So the hand that was once up is now down. The hand that was on your thigh is now up. There you go. Now you can stay like this, or you can start to bring that arm closer to the ear. You can also tuck the toes and come up that back knee if you want. So those are all options. So in your stretch, reach through those right fingers. You could even come back to bending at the elbow, opening as you inhale and closing as you exhale. We'll take 2 more breaths, 2 or 3 more breaths. And when you're ready, inhale, extend that arm, reach long. If your back knee is lifted, go ahead and release it back down onto the floor, onto the mat. Right hand's gonna come down, frame the foot. And then reach the seat back, straighten the front leg. Just give it a little counter stretch. Toes can stay down on the mat, or you can let the toes lift. Yeah. And you can find a rhythm here, a flow, and kind of rock in and out if you want. Right. Once you're ready, find a pause. Bring this knee back underneath you. And either take a down dog, or you can walk your hands forward, melt the heart down, and take a puppy dog pose again. Next inhale, we'll bring our hands and knees back onto the floor whenever you're ready. So if you're in down dog, go ahead and bring the knees back down. And then extend the left leg. We're going to bend that knee, bring it through, find your lunge. Left foot comes between the hands. Yeah. Once you're there, bring the shoulders over the hips. Feel the back knee drawing forward as that front foot's pulling back. So create a nice strong center. Left hand's gonna come back of the hand towards the thigh. Press the thigh into the hand pushes back to keep you nice and strong. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Maybe start to reach over, lengthening the right side body. When you're ready, inhale, come back through center. This hand that's up is now going to come down to the inside of the foot. Back foot, you can keep grounded or you can tuck it and come off that knee. And then rotate towards your left. Reach the arm up. You can also come up and over. You can also add the elbow. And then pause any movement. Reach the arm back over. Bring your hand back down to frame your foot. Back knee comes down to the floor if it's up. And start to straighten the front leg. Bring the hips back towards your knee. Maybe flex the foot or maybe flow in and out. Nice. Whenever you're ready, again, you can keep going if it feels good. When you're ready, we'll come back either into puppy dog or down dog. So some of you were enjoying a down dog, feel free to go there if you like. Yeah. So if you're doing down dog, if you're new to yoga, spread through the fingers, tuck the toes, start with the knees bent, and press the chest towards the thighs, seats reaching towards the ceiling. So start there, and then if you could start to straighten the legs. You guys look good, those who are doing it. Okay. So draw the low belly in, reach the seat up a little higher for those who are lifted. All right. Whenever you're ready, come back down onto hands and knees. Right. And extend the right leg long behind you. Exhale, knees gonna come towards the elbow. Extend on your inhale. Exhale, knee towards shoulder, maybe a little higher. Extend. And this time, bring the knee up as close as you can. Plant the foot on the outer edge, towards the outer edge of your mat. There you go. So our leg's a little wider than it was before. Yeah. And here you can find some movement once again, maybe coming in and out. Maybe you do some circling of the hips. We're just exploring the hips a little bit. And then pause any movement. Start to bring that foot a little bit closer to the midline. So closer to the middle of the mat, knees underneath you now. That back foot, we're gonna tuck the toes, lift off the knee. Yeah. And then bring your right hand to the inside of the foot. And we're gonna start walking the fingers away from the feet. So I'll demonstrate this way, so you don't just see the back of me. All right. So we're in a warrior, almost like a warrior two legs. Walk the hands away from the feet. Spread through the fingers, and just press towards the right hip a little bit until you feel a nice stretch there. So think of a puppy dog or a down dog in the upper arms, and more of a lizard or a warrior two in the legs. When you're ready, we're gonna walk the hands back towards the front, frame the foot. And then let's just check our stance. So that back foot is gonna be parallel to the short edge of the mat. Front foot, toes are gonna be pointing forward, and the hips are gonna be to the side of the mat. When you're ready, you can bring the hands to the thighs. Help yourself upright, shoulders over the hips. Nice. Warrior two legs. So take a moment, find your inner thigh again with the right hand, like we did when we were on our knee, and just guide the knee outward a little bit. Good. When you're ready, we're going to find a flow here. So sweep the arms out wide. Broaden across the chest. Soften in the shoulders. So now we're going to require a lot of strength in our legs. If you can, see if you can push through it. If you ever need to, you can straighten and then come back into it. All right. So inhale. We're going to sweep the right arm down. Left arm comes overhead. Come back up, and then reverse. Left hand comes behind you, right arm comes overhead. So we're moving from a side angle. Pausing, coming back to warrior two, and then doing a reverse. So you can continue kind of in this speed. Or you can start being a little more fluid. So as you inhale, sweep back, exhale, sweep forward, and not really landing at all, just coming in and out, back and forth. See which one feels good for you. And if neither option works and you just want to hold a side angle stretch or reverse warrior, feel free to do that. Your legs are probably feeling really strong and powerful right now. And then whenever you're ready, as you exhale, we're going to windmill those hands down, frame that front foot, pivot the back foot. And here you can step back and either do a down dog or come back to your knees and return to a puppy dog. Some of you who practice yoga already, I see you are maybe taking a vinyasa flow, that's okay too. Good. Beautiful. Good, so whenever you're ready, we'll join each other back on our knees. Come back to the knees, come back into your tabletop, and we'll just switch sides. So left leg extends. And watch the low belly, make sure we're not arching the back, keep the belly flat. As you exhale, knee towards elbow. Inhale to extend. Exhale, maybe a little higher. Inhale. And this next time, just plant the foot. We'll take a wide stance to start, so left side of your mat. And then when you're ready, we're going to tuck the back toes, lift off that knee. Oh, I forgot. I told you to do a little movement here. So yes, before we lift, if you want to circle the hips or rock in and out a little bit, feel free to do that. And stay there as long as you like. Whenever you're ready to shift and move on, we're going to lift off that back knee. Walk the hands away from the feet. Spread through the fingers and press into the left hip. So we're doing more of a down dog in the upper body or puppy dog in the upper body. And then start to walk the hands back underneath you. Check, we're gonna make sure that the front foot comes towards the midline, towards the center. So ankle under the knee. The back foot, if it's not already, it should be parallel to the back edge of your mat, the short edge of your mat. And then bring the hands onto your thighs, help yourself back. Upright, there you go. Back of the hand comes to the inner thigh, just help it open. Maybe sink a little bit more. Lift through the spine, bring the arms out at your side when you're ready. Stay nice and steady in the legs. And we'll find our flow. So we'll start slow, inhale, come into your side stretch, give it a pause. Come back to your warrior two arms. And then switch to your reverse warrior. So right hand comes to the back leg, left arm reaches overhead. Yeah. And you can stay at this pace, or you can choose to hold one variation, or you could start doing the more fluid flow back and forth without pausing. Nice. I love that I'm seeing a few different variations, honoring your body, what you need. Next time you come into your side angle stretch, go ahead and pause there, reach to the fingers, bring the hands back down, frame your foot, the feet down the foot. Pivot off that back foot, turn it forward, and either step back and do a down dog, a vinyasa, or just bring your knees down for a child's pose or puppy dog pose. Your choice. Nice. Very nice. Okay, we're gonna go through that one more time, a little more quickly. We'll add to it a little bit more, or we'll do something slightly different. So when you're ready, bringing the knees down, coming onto hands and knees. We're gonna move a little more quickly through a similar thing that we just did. So extend, when you're ready, extend the right leg. Exhale, knee to outer shoulder. And extend again. Exhale. Again, extend that leg. The third time, we're gonna exhale, plant the foot, tuck the back toes, lift off the knee. And this time, make sure that your foot's not quite as wide as it was before, so bring it under you a little bit more. And then look at that back foot. We're gonna turn and pivot the toes right away. Now we're in warrior two legs. Bring your right arm onto your thigh, rest your forearm onto your thigh. And we're gonna take this left hip and roll it open. Chest rolls open, good. Inhale, come in your side angle stretch. Come back through warrior two, and then back into reverse warrior. So we've been here before. So you can take those pauses in between, or you can do your fluid flow. We'll do 3 to 4 more breaths wherever you are. And the next time you come into a side angle stretch, go ahead and pause there, reach the arm overhead. And you can stay here, you can add that flow, bending at the elbow, sweeping the elbow open, curling it down as you exhale. We'll do one more breath. The next time you inhale, sweep it open, reach the arm up and over, reach those fingers, and then bring your gaze down towards the floor. Frame the foot with your hands, turn the back toes forward, and either go through your vinyasa, come into down dog, or you could take your puppy dog or child's pose. Nice, so wherever you are, next inhale, we're gonna come onto hands and knees once again. Extend the left leg this time. Exhale, knee to shoulder, knee to elbow. Inhale to extend. And the third time, we're gonna plant that foot. And it's not gonna be quite as wide as before. Tuck the back toes, lift off the back knee. Pivot the back foot to the short edge of the mat. And then bring your left arm onto your thigh. Roll that hip, right hip comes out. And then reach the arm up and over, finding your side angle stretch. So you're pressing into the outer edge of that right foot, reaching the arm overhead, coming back through your warrior two, finding your reverse warrior, and then finding what flow works for you. Whether it's holding it or whether it's moving fluidly. We'll do another 2 or 3 breaths. And the next time you come into your side angle, we're going to pause there and just enjoy a nice side stretch. If you want to add the elbow, reach that elbow open, exhaling it closed. Next time you inhale, sweeping that elbow open, reach the arm overhead. Reach through the fingers, press through that right hip, and then sweep the right arm down, frame the foot, step back, and same options as before. You can do child's, down dog, puppy dog, or vinyasa flow, yes. Nice. Once you arrive in your final position, we're gonna bring the knees down, set them wide, knees wide, feet together, and just sink back in a restful child's pose. Reconnecting with the breath. And when you're ready, slowly walk your hands forward. Come onto the belly. We'll just be here for a moment. So stack the hands, elbows wide. Rest a cheek, maybe your forehead or chin. Reconnect with the breath, feeling the front body connecting to the mat as you inhale and exhale. Now you can stay here, or bringing both feet behind you, just take your right knee out to the side of your hip, flex the foot. So you're creating a square edge with the right leg, flexing the foot, there you go. So this is half frog pose. Just take a couple breaths here, feeling the hip come a little closer to the floor as you exhale, closing up that space. If you want this more active, you can bring your elbows under the shoulders, spread through the fingers, and shine the heart forward in the Sphinx in the upper body. So wherever you are, we'll come back into our crocodile, elbows wide, stack the hands. Right leg comes behind you. Take a nice deep breath. And when you're ready, left knee comes out to the side, if you want to add that. So ankles under the knee, creating kind of a square edge with the left knee. And see if with each exhale you can soften and melt the body down closer to the floor. And if you want it more active, you can add the Sphinx in the upper body. That's just an option. So if you are adding the Sphinx, we're breathing down through the pelvis, letting the spine grow long, chest lift. So grow the spine out of the pelvis so we protect our low back. And when you're ready, come back down to your crocodile, stacking the hands, elbows wide. Bring that left leg behind you. And take a couple belly breaths, or you can bend at the knees, let the legs windshield wiper back and forth. And when you're ready, we'll come onto our backs. Once you arrive on your back, just bring your feet a little bit wide, let the knees fall in towards each other. Send your breath down to the belly. This is a nice low back release. With each exhale, just allowing the back body to melt a little bit more. Feeling the back of the head grow heavy, the shoulders relax down. And heel toe the feet towards each other until they touch, and then let the knees open wide. If this is a little too much for your hips right now, you can just straighten your legs, maybe take a full body stretch instead. You won't be here too long, but feel free to go where you're comfortable. As you inhale, feel your shoulders press a little more actively into the mat. Feel the chest lifting and puffing up. And then just soften down as you exhale. We'll take one more big breath. And then extend the legs nice and long. Press through the heels. Activate your legs as you inhale. Maybe add the arms overhead again. Full body stretch. Exhale, bringing it all the way back down. Just a wave of relaxation down to the toes. Inhale to reach up and over. Exhale to relax. And you can continue that, or maybe your next inhale, keep your arms overhead. Interlace the fingers or grab opposite elbows, and then walk your feet, walk your shoulders over to the right. So your body stays grounded, but you're creating a crescent shape in your body. So stretching the left body long. Your shoulders, elbows, or hands are shifted towards the right. Feet have walked over to the right corner of your mat. If you want a longer stretch, if you're not quite feeling enough of a stretch, maybe crossing the left foot, the inner foot, over the outer ankle. So we created all the space in our side body and our ribs. We're just breathing into that left side right now. Take one more big, expansive breath. And the next inhale, just walk yourself back through center. If you have your elbows switch sides, maybe grab opposite elbows. If you're interlacing the fingers, maybe switch the way you're interlacing. Just walk the feet and the arms over to the other side when you're ready, maybe crossing at the ankles if you want to create a little more length. Okay, find that fluid breath, breathing deep. And exhaling slowly. And when you're ready, coming back through center, maybe taking one more full body stretch or a happy baby, or if there's some other nice pose you want to get in before we pause for Shavasana, feel free to go there. Eventually we'll come into our Shavasana, which can be a resting pose on your back, just relaxing on your back, or you can bring your feet onto the mat like we've done before. Bring your feet a little wide, let the knees fall in towards each other. That's a good variation if you have any low back discomfort. So final poses, and then coming to this restful pose. We'll just be here for a brief time. If you find yourself getting a little cold, you can grab a blanket or a sweatshirt. And just take a few deep breaths. With each exhale, seeing if you can grow a little heavier, a little softer. Letting the back body sink down into the support beneath you. When you're ready, starting to invite a deeper, fuller breath. Maybe bringing your hands back onto the ribs, just feeling the quality of your breath now at the end of your practice. If there's any shift that has occurred. And then finding some movement as it speaks to you. If your knees are bent, it might just be letting your knees sway side to side. If your legs are straight, maybe full body stretch again. And then drawing the knees in once more. Rocking side to side or circling to massage the sacrum. Just waking up the back body. And eventually either rolling up to sit or rolling onto your side, pausing and supporting yourself up with your hands. So we always end in a shavasana for a final release and letting go. All right, so we'll come to our seat. Finding your heavy rooted seat once again, shoulders over the hips. We'll take a nice big breath together, sweeping the arms up as you inhale. Gathering all the benefits of practice into the palms, palms to heart. And pausing to recognize that even when we're being fluid and flexible, it takes great strength, but that we have that strength to endure and to overcome anything that comes our way. So in these times when things are a little unsettled and uneasy, know that you have the strength to endure and overcome. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.